What's up? It's Patrico backstage at Pointfest with Brett from Fuel. Man, thank you for taking a few moments today to come and chat with us. I know you, what was it, 2 years ago? You guys were at Wayback Pointfest. You guys were here at the venue. What's it like to be back in St. Louis?
I think that we've played this a gazillion times, so it's always good to be here in St. Louis. Always good to play for you guys. And
I think as a fan coming to Pointfest, I think you guys were at one of my first Pointfests. You were playing on the main stage and it was pouring down rain, and people are sliding down the hill. And I remember looking back at the stage. I'm like, I think this is one of the coolest moments of my life.
We used to joke that we needed to change the name of our band to Disaster Magnet because
not such great luck, huh?
I know. Well, there's been so many times that we've done outdoor shows and it's either torrential rain or there's tornadoes or something crazy like that.
So I know, obviously people have heard, Shimmer on the radio station, Bad Day, Hemorrhage, all the classic hits that you guys have. When do we get new Fuel music?
This year we're only doing select shows, so we're not doing a whole lot of touring this year. We're only doing certain fly dates and things like that. And the main focus is being at home. And I write every day, and my goal is to either write a new song every day or at least work on songs that I've already started and try to, forward progression. So next year, new record. And also we're celebrating something like Human 20 years next year. So
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
We're gonna have a lot of fun.
That's fantastic. Now, I know you probably get asked 1,000 times about touring with some of the original members of the Doors. What was that like? What did you learn when you toured with those guys?
Oh my God. There was so much to learn, those guys are pioneers. And, one thing that I learned the most from those guys though, was how to relax on stage and let it just happen. Yeah. One thing to understand, let you understand what I mean is like, a lot of times, when you have song structure and you make records and you go out and you play live and you basically play the songs the way you recorded them or as close to it as possible. With those guys, it would be, I'd do the verse and get into the chorus and then there'd be a solo and that solo would just go as long as they want to go.
That's awesome.
And it's all about reading each other on the stage and figuring out when it's time to come in.
Almost like controlled chaos.
Exactly. Yeah. The full on jam band, and I love that, and so they taught me how to kind of fit in there and know when the change is coming. So
do you have a preference of playing like, this is a big festival, there's a bunch of people, we're outside, as opposed to like a smaller venue like we have here, the Pageant, where there's 2,200 people? Does it matter to you, or do you have a different, preparation when you get ready for a show, whether it be a festival or like a gig like that?
Yeah, I think every show is just a good time on the stage, no matter where you are. Even for me, the really small, intimate shows tend to be the ones that I get more nervous about because you can see the faces and you can see the, there's more of a personal one-on-one connection at times. Whereas with these, you've got 15,000 people. It's just a sea of bodies and you're just going for it. So I enjoy them both, but with these shows, it's just, the festivals too, for me are a lot of fun because I get to see a lot of old friends.
Right,
we've got the guys from Live here and Filter and things like that. So it's always good to kind of see each other and hang out. So.
This is a super hard question. And I know a lot of people struggle with this question. Okay. You create Fuel Fest, you get 3 bands to open for you. So you guys are the headliners, 3 bands to open for you.
Oh, wow.
See, I know, I threw you right on the spot.
Yeah. Oh man, that is a tough one. So many amazing bands. One band that I don't know if you're familiar with these guys, but and they're kind of an underground thing. I don't know how big they've gotten, but there's a band called the Buffalo Killers. Have you
Buffalo
ever heard
Killers? No, I will now though.
I love them. Are you a Joe Walsh fan or James Gang?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, their sound is very James Gang sound.
That's awesome. Are they younger guys or are they older guys?
I don't know what their age are, but I think they've been around for like 10 years or something.
I get a huge kick out of young new bands that have old, like soul sound, because that's where the passion is. And it's so much different than, there's 5 guys that can really play the hell out of some instruments and that guy can really sing, as opposed to these younger kids that are playing with soul. And you could tell they're here, they're in it.
These guys, their songwriting is spectacular. And like, get the first record if you can, Buffalo Killers. And it's very James Gang's, Joe Walsh sounding, and it's very melodic, and it's beautiful music.
All right, one more band that you can think of that these people out here would go, wow, man, that would be a show that I would buy a ticket to immediately.
Oh man, I don't know. There's so many great bands that I've toured with over the years, from Saliva to here. We've got Filter with us here today, and I don't know. Any of those guys would be great.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, Brett from Fuel, thank you for stopping by. Cannot wait for new Fuel music coming out, hopefully later this year. It's Backstage at Pointfest. I'm Patrico. See you.